So throughout my life, I've had a lot of supernatural encounters, and the one that brings me the most joy is the birth of my daughter. So the reason why it brings me the most joy is because I almost died. I almost lost my daughter also, and because of this, that's the reason why. So the first encounter, I had placenta previa, and so that means that my placenta came out before my baby or before the sac, and I started bleeding out. As that process happened, I passed out several times. In one of those episodes of me passing out, my angel that was with me at the time, it was a lady. She was about caramel brown, like paper sack brown. And as I was passing out, I saw her, and she told me that she was sending her angel to help me, and I was gonna be okay. And I didn't have to worry about my baby either because she was doing fine. So the when we finally got someone to come through, and the fire department, the fireman was the person that actually was my angel. And I found out as he was trying to save my life the second time that the reason why the lady came through, someone I had never seen before, it was his wife. And although I don't have any pictures of her, I know for her to tell me that she was sending an angel, and for him to tell me that he just lost his wife a few within that month, I knew for a fact that that had to be her. So when I passed out, I had started having flashes of like me as a child, me as but before all of that happened, I had blackouts where it was just dark. It was pitch black. And the very incident, I think it was like the third time I had passed out, that's when I started seeing me as a child, me as a teenager, me as a young adult, as well as I saw my children as adults, as well as I encountered some past over loved ones that was coming and kind of guiding me and telling me some things about people and showing me some situations that was happening at that time. Well, I don't know if it was like in the moment, but it was during that time period, as well as let me hear and see certain conversations that was being had. And so that was the first encounter. The second encounter was the one that I just jumped to about the fireman. And I'm going to be honest, he saved me because I was bleeding out. I was dying. I knew I was dying. I knew. And that angel that came through to let me know, the lady, uh, I'll never forget that it was like, as soon as she came to me, it was a peace that I had never experienced, I never felt before. But I felt very peaceful with her presence. Her exact words was, "I'm gonna let you borrow one of my angels." And when he let me know that his wife had passed away, he was actually giving me CPR because I had just passed out and they were putting me in the ambulance. And I guess he was afraid, or I don't know, but he was giving me CPR and he was trying to get me up because he was trying to ask me if he kept trying to be so polite. I never forget, he kept asking me, could he take my clothes off? Like, could he cut my clothes off? And I kept messing with him. I was like, this is my good bra. This is my, like I was making jokes or whatever. But just trying to make light of the situation because I was so at peace and I saw the panic with everyone around me. So I just kept trying to put them at peace the way I was at peace. So the third encounter was when I was in the operating room. And in the operating room, I passed out before getting to the operating room, but when I came to, I was floating above the operating room. I could see myself laying on a table. I can see them working on my daughter. I could see I, I actually was hearing the conversations that the doctors and the nurses were having. They it was some nurses in there talking about they were hungry. They were discussing and planning where they were about to go eat. My doctor, I actually seen an angel like write, like you know how you guide a child when you're trying to teach them how to write or something. I saw an angel like helping her. She was stuffing gauze in my stomach because my stomach was cut open, and I saw her stuffing gauze in my stomach, and then I saw the clamps scissors. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I saw her with the clamps, and I saw I I, I mean I saw them. It was in different. They were in different groups, so it was like it was it was three right by me. It was two by the table behind her. It was a table that was behind her. And on the opposite side, so let's say that if my body is facing this way, the table was on my right side, and then on my left side was where my daughter was and where they were working on my daughter. Uh, and they were saying that she was fine. Like, that was what I heard. That was the last thing I heard before I actually got back in my body. I heard them say that my daughter was fine, but I saw them like pumping, making sure that she was getting oxygen. But if you guys want to know the full story of exactly what happened that day and all the chaos and everything that was a hiccup, then comment in the comment section below and I will be so glad to tell you. If you don't mind it being a little emotional, because I still get emotional when I think about it. This was easy because it was a point by point, but me telling exactly what happened and what I heard and exactly what I saw when I saw the angels, what they looked like, as well as what happened before getting to those points, I don't mind. So I want to tell everybody thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. And until next time, namaste and blessings to you and yours.